Welcome to Pulse on Productivity, the go-to podcast where we dive deep into the world of CRM solutions, business automation, and the secrets behind operational excellence. We'll explore innovative strategies and share expert insights to help you streamline your processes, enhance productivity, and ultimately transform your business results. Whether you're looking to optimize your CRM system, integrate powerful automations, or just get a little more organized, you're in the right place. Let's unlock the potential of technology to make your business not just function, but thrive. Now, here's your host, Carol Den Hartog, coming to you from Amazing Business Results.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Pulse on Productivity. We are excited to get started today. I have Lior Isaac here again. He is the CEO and owner of Amazing Business Results, and we are going to continue the conversation around Zoho Creator. So the last two sessions, we've gotten a lot of feedback that you guys really enjoyed them and you're interested in Zoho Creator. So we are going to continue talking about what Zoho Creator is and how it can best help your business. So let's jump in. Welcome, Lior.
Thank you for having me, Carol.
Of course. So we have a few questions for you today. We're excited to talk about Zoho Creator. First and foremost, can you tell us about your experience working with Zoho Creator for custom applications?
So I'm not a developer, so I never coded even one Zoho application or Zoho Creator application in my life, but I designed many. So in my role, I will be the one together with the other architects that works with us. I will be the one who is getting all the business requirements from the customer. I will also know the target applications such as Zoho Creator. And based on the business requirements and based on the system limitations, I will offer a way to fulfill the business needs. Mm-hmm. So that's usually what I do. The experience that we had with Zoho Creator mostly was good in the past 2 years. Before that, it was challenging. There was even a period of time that I recommended my customers not to work with Zoho Creator. That was a few years ago.
Yeah, I remember that.
It wasn't just robust enough. And it was tricky to get good results. But in the last 2 years, there were so many improvements around Zoho Creator. And it's becoming actually one of, it's funny to say it, but one of my favorite applications to work with.
So what are some of the most common business problems that Zoho Creator can solve?
One of the biggest ones, I would say, is the ability to connect with external target audience. Mm-hmm. As you know, for example, Zoho CRM will be an internal system for your employees. It's not external. It's not for your customers to be communicating with you.
Right.
For this purpose, you will need a portal. Zoho Creator will have a way to have a portal using mobile devices or desktops. And you can have portal for your customers, portal for your vendors, different portals for different type of audiences. And that's something that I really, really like about Zoho Creator.
Yeah.
Also, if you will have, let's say, super custom forms, Zoho Creator can be a good solution.
So you mean like really robust forms?
Like crazy robust.
Yeah.
So we have a client, for example, that they're in the insurance business. We created for them a form that whenever the agent is with the client, they can take a picture of the driving license. It will automatically extract the name, the address, driving license number, all those details from the picture, populate them into the right fields. There can be some logic around it. We can, while the information is being pulled, we can see if this person is a duplicate in the system, and therefore different steps will be taken versus getting all the details for 1 hour and only then just understand that this person is already in the system and we just wasted 1 hour of time. So there is lots of usage that we can have with Zoho Creator.
So when you have all of that logic in a form like that, or in a Zoho Creator application, and there's so many things going on, how are you determining the requirements for that application before you develop it?
So as you said, it's before you even develop it. What we see with some developers, which I think it's a mistake, they get part of the requirements, and based on the cool level, they will start to architect or start to develop the application.
Mm-hmm.
That's a problem. We prefer, and again, our company is a little bit different than most other companies. I am not saying that we are better. We are different. We are mostly dealing on the business side, and Zoho is a way to fulfill the business needs versus just developing on Zoho. In our case, we will, first of all, we will architect the solution. We will present the solution to the customer and people from the customer on behalf of the customer, let's say employees, shareholders, and so on. Once everyone likes what we are going to do and everybody understands the architecture, only then we are going to the development, and usually the development is the easiest part, and it's usually streaming very nicely.
Mm-hmm. So are there any benefits of using Creator over other development platforms?
Yes. Usually when we're getting requirements, we're not targeting Zoho Creator or Zoho CRM or anything like that. The business will come with their own requirements, and we concentrate only on the business requirements. Also, when customers will say, I need a Zoho Creator, and I will stop it. They said, you don't need a Zoho Creator. You don't need Zoho CRM. What is the business requirement that you have? And
so
mm-hmm.
It's more of being like solution oriented, what fits the problem.
That's right. That's right. The application, it's a tool. You go to your kitchen, you will have cups, you will have plates, you will have cutlery, you will have different things. You can't come to a chef and say, I need 2 cups, 1 fork, and 2 knives for a steak dinner. No, it's not true. You have, first of all, you have a dinner. Let's plan your dinner. What you want to have in the dinner? Who are your guests? What they like to eat? And the questions eventually will lead to, okay, so this is what we need. We see many times that people will come to us after spending lots of money trying to design different things on Zoho Creator when they're already existing in Zoho CRM or Zoho Desk. And we saw it many times. People spend tens of thousands of dollars getting mediocre results, not because Zoho Creator is mediocre. It's because it's not supposed to fulfill the need that they need. And there is already a tool that can do it in a better way.
Yeah, we just had a situation like that where someone was going to spend thousands of dollars on a Creator application, and it was literally identical to Zoho people.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And they could go with 1 year of development, recreating everything, or they won't be able, but most of the things that you have in Zoho people, spending $80,000, $100,000, and eventually discover that the solution that's much, much more robust and better already exists.
Mm-hmm.
And we see it a lot. I don't know if the problem is with developers not understanding the Zoho ecosystem, and therefore they're suggesting those bad advices, or because they want to have some kind of a home run and extract as much money as they can from their target customers. In any case, it's not supposed to happen.
Right. Yeah. That's a difficult one. Maybe they just don't understand the business use case behind all the applications. they know from a technical standpoint what the applications are doing, but they don't understand in depth how the business is using them.
I prefer to think about it like that, because I prefer to think that I'm working with someone stupid than dishonest. So I
Yeah.
would take this approach.
I'm optimistic about it. So
Yeah, I prefer to go this approach.
So I know a question that a lot of people were asking from last time was about the security with Zoho. So what does that look like when you have like a creator application in terms of security for just Zoho in general?
You have a few levels here. Level number one is what we discussed last time, that Zoho is super secure as a company, and Zoho Creator will have its own certifications to protect your data. From the other side, the developer that is working on the application can create some holes in Zoho Creator that will introduce new opportunities to hackers. For example, let's say that I will introduce a report with a public share, which we saw it also with some prospects that came to us.
Mm-hmm.
They were excited that the developer gave them a link, and the link shows them the company's financials, and they can share it with their shareholders. Now, this is nice. The problem is it's a public link. All the world can see your financials, not only your shareholders. That's scary. So they can see it as a big upside. Oh, look what we got. No, my friend, you didn't get something good, because your information is now shared online publicly. So the developer, if they don't know what they're doing, they can introduce security holes because they don't know what they're doing.
I never even thought about that.
I will tell you something not related to Zoho Creator, because in my previous life, I used to be a hacker. I used to hack systems, and I was showing companies how I did it.
You're an ethical hacker, though.
Ethical. I don't know about ethical. Sure, I will take it. So when you go, for example, to a system, you're trying to log in. Now, some systems will tell you the email is incorrect. The password is incorrect. Now, for you as a user, it's awesome because you can change your email, change the password. For me as a hacker, I can see that the username is incorrect. And I will try to enumerate until I'm getting the right email. Once I get the right email, now I work only on the password. And you all the time will tell me password incorrect, password incorrect. Basically, what you tell the hacker, continue on, it's all good. You will get it one day. And if you run good systems and bunch of servers that's guessing the passwords in the right time, you're able to breach the password relatively fast. Because eventually, most of them will be about 8 digits / characters. Not that difficult to do. There is also a bank of commonly used passwords. So in the past, for example, a common password was God. And God was the password usually for administrators, people who control banks and control big systems, because they thought they're gods. And we just used, back then there was no 8 characters limit, it was whatever you want. So we were able to breach system by just guessing the password. So developers eventually can introduce security holes based on their inexperience.
So how do you pick a developer then? If there's all this risk that comes with a bad developer, how do you know, like, this is the developer I should go with?
It's not easy. Also for us as a company, hiring developers, it's not easy.
Right.
The bare minimum for me will be someone that is showing me, not telling me, showing me that is certified on Zoho Creator. That will be the bare minimum. It's like someone that comes to work for you and you're an academic business. And you will say, okay, just show me your 12 years of education. it doesn't mean that this person worth anything. It just means that he just graduated from an high school.
Right.
That's the bare minimum that you can show me. So that will be something that for sure I would do. Second, I would like to see that this is a Zoho partner. Now, being a Zoho partner doesn't mean that you are the best, but at least it means that Zoho vetted you as a company.
And you have some accountability with Zoho.
That's right. Because if, for example, we as a company, we do something wrong, Zoho will cut our heads.
Right.
So they're super serious about protecting their clients. And this is how it should be. So being a Zoho partner, being certified and showing an up-to-date Zoho Creator certification, that will be the bare minimum. The next level, I would probably want to see a few applications that you created. I don't want you to tell me about it. I want to see it with my own eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And if you come to me with stories that you have DNA and NDA and it's protected and you can't share information, there are ways that you can copy what you created into a testing environment and show me. So I want to see that you can do what you promised me. We, for example, as a company, I will not accept you as a customer until I showed you a full demo of what I'm planning for you. Because if I cannot prove to you that this is what I want, this entire concept of a deal is only virtual. It's an abstract. When I'm saying a follow-up system, you can think about something, while the follow-up system that I have in mind is completely different.
Right.
That's a big problem.
Yeah,
I want
then
you
you
to
get the
see what
product.
it means. Mm-hmm.
Then you get the product and they're unhappy because they had a different idea in their head of what it was supposed to be.
Yeah, and it's scary. You know, people ask us all the time how we have 100% success rate and now we have 5-star reviews, never got 4-star review, because we don't go into adventures. We're super safe.
Mm-hmm.
We will show demos. And it's super expensive for us as a business also to have those demos and to do training and to conduct multiple sales meetings until the person knows 100% what he is going to get. But that's the only way. There is no other way to conduct business.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I like our approach because you can tell, but based on the clients, not just their satisfaction, but their success rate with their system. So their success is our success. And when they have adaptability from their employees and it's actually helping it just makes you feel good.
Mm-hmm.
Feels like you're doing something good at the end of the day.
Yep.
So if I were to get a Zoho Creator application developed, what would the typical timeline for that look like?
It depends usually if the company that you work with is going to be busy or not, obviously, because it's all about manpower.
Right.
It also depends on the complexity of the project. Most companies will give you a timeline whenever they are speccing or architecting your solution. They will give you some kind of a timeline. From my experience, most of them will be between 2 to 3 months.
Don't people need to be careful if they don't get a timeline? Because I've heard of developers taking like a little bit of money here and then dragging the project out, and they keep asking you for a little more, and next thing you know, it's a year later and you don't have anything delivered and you're still spending money on it.
Yeah, unfortunately, we hear those cases a lot, and it's scary. I think it's also related to the business owner that is accepting those terms. For example, if you work with us, you will get delivery on a weekly basis. It doesn't mean that every week you will get everything, but every week we'll meet with you and we'll show you the progress and we'll show you that we are on time and what was done, and we'll train you on what we did, and you can start playing with the system.
Mm-hmm.
There are some people that come to us, as you know, and they will spend significant amount of money. They will pay based on milestones, which this is the correct way, but those are bullshit milestones. So milestone number one, creating the database. What it means. Can you show me? How can I use that? You can't. Oh, okay, no problem. Milestone number, and then $2,000. Milestone number two, creating the APIs. Can you show me? Can I feel it? No, you can't. Okay, another $2,000. Another week, creating the application abstract layer. Can you show me how it looks like? No. Can I use it? No. $6,000 in. And then stories and bullshit milestones. And eventually you are a year in, tens of thousands of dollars in, you have an idea of what you're getting. You never saw anything that is meaningful. You saw a few fields, few forms, nothing works as expected. And then the developer usually will have some tragic event. We have a full video with excuses that we got from clients about the developers. People that got heart attack, and there was a funny case. Again, nothing funny about heart attack, but we saw someone, a developer that was pointed by multiple clients, because usually we ask, okay, who you dealt with, and they give us the developer name. The same developer told multiple clients that his parents died, and they died across like 5 years, multiple times.
They just kept dying.
Kept dying, yes. And we had people with heart attacks and different disease, and the customer obviously, oh shit, you know what can I say about that? Obviously, the person cannot work anymore. He's very sick.
Right.
But those people are being re-sick again and again for years. And we see them just floating again and again.
Yeah. So they're just scamming you.
Mm-hmm.
That's sad.
Yep. And because we are in the position of people coming to us with 80% of my project is done, just complete the other 20%. And they think that they are in a unique position, that it's only happening to them. We see it every day. Same thing. I work with someone, he's actually awesome, he's a great guy, just had a family emergency, and he can't work on the project. We're just missing the 20%. But the 20% cannot be achieved. Impossible.
That was going to be my question, is how difficult is it to complete someone else's project like that?
In most cases, the 20% cannot be achieved. In most cases. Because they gave them the forms, told them the story, that the API in place, connections all done, all the bullshit that you cannot test.
Right.
So the client have an idea, oh shit, it's almost done. I just need few small things. But there is nothing there. Just few fields being popped up, which takes about 10 minutes to do.
Right.
But there is no brain around the application. So it's all rebuilding from scratch. Or, in some cases, they tell them that some functionality can be achieved, which cannot. And obviously, you call this developer and he's not answering anymore.
Right. And that's never a fun conversation to have with someone, to be the bearer of bad news with that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's usually us, yeah. And there are more companies, obviously, that see what we see on a daily basis. We're not the only one.
Yeah, I'm sure. I think a lot of Zoho partners see it, because what happens is people start with a standalone developer and then they start realizing that they need a partner at some point.
Yeah, the majority of our clients started the journey with Upwork or Fiverr or those platforms.
Right.
They went with a developer because it's inexpensive, and eventually end up with us or a different Zoho premium partner or something like that.
So since there's so much planning at the beginning of a project, and you have everything laid out, mapped out for the project before it goes to a developer for implementation, is there ever any like back and forth? I know typically when you get a delivery, it's like you're tweaking some things, right? So you get it delivered, you send it back, and you go through that kind of a few revisions, if you will, before you get the final product. So is that something that should be expected with a Zoho Creator application, or should it be a little bit closer to just designing it, implementing, and then it's ready to go?
So usually the better the architecture is, the closest you are to the final product.
Mm-hmm.
It's common to have the architecture done. We're starting deliveries. So every week there is a delivery of one milestone or some milestones. And it's common to have at the end of the project, when you try to connect all the pieces together, that the customer is actually starting to play with it, they will see that some things are missing. Usually when there are small things that are missing, it's really part of the price that we gave them anyway. And based on those changes, we're doing the whatever needs to be done, and it's okay, and it's part of the project. If there are big changes, so big architectural changes, then we need to rescope it. But those will be rare.
Gotcha.
If the customer during the architecture sessions missed full sections, that's a problem, because it means that the customer don't understand his own process. And that's happening every few months. We have one case like that. It's not common at all.
Okay.
Because we are extracting the information from the client as we go. We're asking lots of questions to make sure that nothing will be missed.
Yeah, and with the weekly deliveries, I'm sure if there's something small there that was missed or they want to change it, then they would go over it during that time. So it's not like they'll get the final delivery and say everything's wrong.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yeah, that makes sense. So we talked a lot about the functionality of Zoho Creator. I'm interested in the user interface. So can you customize what that looks like?
To some degree. So if you're looking for, I would call a branded portal, so you go to the portal and you see everything that you want exactly like a designer designed it originally, maybe Zoho Creator is not for you. Zoho Creator will give you something very close to what your website or your design looks like. It won't be identical. It won't be perfect. If you're looking for a perfect result, and we have some big clients that they're looking to have a perfect portal, those will be around $50,000, $60,000 of portals that we develop them over web and integrate them with Zoho CRM or Zoho Creator or any other system. So the face will be web. And as you know, on web, we can do anything that you want. It's completely open-ended. And the functionality can be also anything that you want, because it's web and we're pulling the information from the CRM, Zoho Desk, Zoho Books, and so on. So that's very, very doable.
And so how would you say that you're measuring the success of an application once it's been implemented?
If it's answering the original architecture. So for me, it's really dry, and I just need to know that the architecture is completed perfectly. All the features that we promised been implemented.
The business problems have been solved.
And in most cases, the business is cooperating, and we will train their employees, and the employees will follow the lines and will try to adapt the system in the best way possible. In some cases, we have clients that we deliver the system and they're disappearing. We're calling them every few days, trying to arrange a delivery, nowhere to be found. And they're putting this in the entire project on hold. And then after 6-7 months, we meet them and showing them what was done. Their process already changed a bit, because 7 months in a business lifetime, it's a lot. So small adjustments, and now another scope, more changes. It's completely, not professional, but some people behave like that.
So speaking of like changes. Let's say I have a creator application that was developed, and in a few months I needed some additional features in it, but I wanted to evolve it a little bit more. Are you able to do that while I'm still currently using my
Yeah,
creator application? So I don't need to put my team on hold to create new functionality?
yeah. And we also work on your system, and you won't even feel that we are there. We will work in with some, we call those test conditions that you won't even see what we're doing.
Okay.
Yeah, there is no problem with that.
And with the test conditions, that means that nothing's going out to clients. Let's say if an email was supposed to be set up to go out to the client, they're not going to be receiving any of that until there's like a final version of it that's been approved, right?
Correct. Only when the client approves go live, then we need about 24 to 48 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're pushing all the changes to the live environment.
Gotcha. Okay, so that's all the time we have for today. Thanks everyone for joining us on Pulse on Productivity, and we will see you next time.
Thank you, Carol.
Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Pulse on Productivity. We hope you found the insights and strategies shared today enlightening and actionable. At Amazing Business Results, we are dedicated to helping you leverage the power of CRM and automation to drive your business forward. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite platform to stay updated with the latest in business efficiency and tech solutions. We love to hear from our listeners, so please leave us a review or reach out with any questions or topics you'd like us to cover in future episodes. And remember, efficiency is not just about doing more, it's about achieving more.